English with Mrs. Jackson. Good evening, everybody. So today in class, we're going to be starting our first unit, and it is Young Writers. Our activity today is called Story, Swap, and Share. So for the first part of this activity, we're going to do the warm-up, and that it consists of our KWL, which is the know, want to know, and learn for this activity. For the know part, I want to know what we know about short stories. So I've listed here what we should already be aware of. You should know that a short story contains 3 parts: a beginning, the problem or the conflict, and the conclusion or the resolution. Students should know how to use a topic generator website and Word-Hippo, which is a resource for finding synonyms for common words. And students should know how to use the Google Dictionary or in-class dictionary for any prompt words or spelling questions that occur during this activity. Vocab that we should know before starting this activity. So I want you to pick any word from this list and tell me what it means. I would like to go through all of these if possible. So can anybody give me a word and a definition? Michaela?
When you revise something, that's making an edit to it or making alterations.
Good job. You're editing your paper. That is a revision. Good job. Anybody else?
The conclusion is the end of the story.
Very good, Aaron. Anybody else? Michaela?
Synonyms are 2 words that make their for the same kind of thing.
They have the same meaning. Very good. Is there any other word on here that anybody else wants to give me the definition of? We've got conclusion, beginning, short story, synonym, conflict, pre-writing, plot. Any of these?
The conflict is the problem.
That is the problem of the story. Very good, Aaron. Thank you. Michaela?
The pre-writing is like the planning stage before you start your story.
Very good. That's where we would use our mind maps. Kayla, do you know any of these? Can you give me a definition?
I have plot.
What is the definition of a plot?
Devise the sequence of events in a play, novel.
The events. Good job. What do we want to know about short stories? So these are questions that we should be able to answer at the end. These are things that you should be able to do. So you should know what the components of a successful short fiction story are. Fiction is fake, not real. How can the students adapt to change in your writing? And then how can students' writing be improved based on peer review? So we are going to be grading each other's work at the end of this, and you're going to take those suggestions into consideration for future writing. We want to improve upon what we had already written for the future. What have we learned? So this will be filled out as we have our end of activity discussion, and I want you to stay tuned for that. What are we going to be doing today? Today we are writers. You'll be writing a short story. Your story must have 3 parts, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Your story must be more than 3, but less than 5 pages long. Your story must have a problem or a conflict, and that conflict must be resolved by the end of your story. You must try and improve at least 5 words in your story by using the Word-Hippo app. And you may talk to your classmates to come up with ideas for your story during your pre-writing stage. I found a video that you guys will all be watching, and that will give you some good tips for a step-by-step way for writing a short story.
Hey everyone, Bella here. In this video, we're going to be talking about a really fun version of writing that you'll want to learn a lot more about.
So does anybody have any questions before we get into our writing? Alrighty. That will conclude our little mini lesson. Now I would like all of you to take 10 minutes to start your pre-writing stage. Please use the character generator apps, the plot generator apps each other. Ask questions and come up with ideas, swap ideas with each other. This is going to be a very fun activity, and I'm very excited to see what you guys come up with. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is day 2 of our writing process, and we will be writing all day today. So you can get started on that right away. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and remember to use your resources. We've got Word Hippo, dictionaries, topic and character generator apps, and each other. You guys are great resources, and you can help one another tremendously. This is going to be very fun, and I'm excited to see what you come up with. Okay, everybody, stop what you're doing. It is time for a change up. And what we're going to be doing is you're going to bring all of your stories up here to me, and I'm going to be passing them out to somebody new. You will be finishing your classmate's story. It's important to remember with this that you need to make sure that you solve whatever conflict your student had started. So you need to come up with a resolution for whatever it is that they did, and you need to do that in more than 3 but less than 5 pages. Good afternoon, everybody. So you finished your stories yesterday, and today we are going to start the peer review process. And so with this, everybody will be able to grade everybody else's stories, and each story will be read aloud to the class by me. You're going to be grading each other based on the detail, organization, and adaptability of your fellow writers. So you need to ask yourself when you're grading these, does the story make sense? Does it flow? Did the new author resolve the conflict that the first author created in their story? Did the authors use good word choice? And when you're going through these, I want you to find 2 enhanced words that your classmates used and 1 word that could be enhanced using the Word Hippo app. And I want you to write those down. Now that we've gone through everybody's stories and we've graded them, I would like you all to come up and sit in front of me here, and we're going to be doing a wrap-up discussion. Everybody's going to walk up and sit down, and it's very nice. So we're going to have a good time. Okay, so I want to ask you guys these questions here, and I would like you to answer them. So the first question that I have here is, how did it feel when we switched stories with each other? So can somebody tell me how it made them feel when the story that they started is not the story that they got to finish? 1-word answers are fine. Kayla?
It was very awkward.
Why was it awkward?
It was awkward because thinking of someone else reading the writing and then having to finish it.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody else have anything to add to that? All right, the next question. Did the story you started end the way that you hoped it would? So did the new author have the same resolution to the conflict that you had planned? Just a yes or no is fine. You don't have to get into detail if you don't want to.
Yes.
Aaron, it went exactly how you wanted it to go?
Kind of, but yeah.
That's very convenient for you. I'm happy that that worked out for you. How about you, Michaela?
It didn't end the way I wanted it to, but I think that they made it look and feel kind of better than I was expecting. So.
Oh, it's really great that you were able to recognize that in your classmates. That's awesome that you were able to accept the changes that they made and it ended in a better way that you had hoped. How about you, Kayla?
Yeah, it did. To me.
Yes, it ended the way that you hoped it would?
Yes.
Oh, very nice. Got a lucky group of people here. When your story was read out loud, did you hear any words that you thought could have been improved by using Word Hippo? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, you found some words that could have been improved?
Yeah, found I've used some bland words. So
Okay. You could have used some synonyms, some spicier synonyms.
I suppose so.
I suppose. How about you, Michaela?
There was a few that I think I could have improved on.
Okay. How many of you used the writing prompt generator? Just a show of hands is fine. About 66% of you. Very nice. Okay. Do you feel like your story was complete by the end? Was there a resolution to your conflict? Did anybody feel like anything was left unsaid or not fixed? If you knew that your story would have been switched with a classmate, would you have picked a different plot or conflict?
Yeah.
Michaela?
Maybe something to make it a little bit easier, but like I said, I think they turned the story in the right direction. So.
Thank you for that, Aaron.
Yeah, I would change it up quite a bit.
You would have changed it if you knew that we were going to switch?
Yeah,
Why is that?
I felt like my story was kind of on a straight road. It would have made it more interesting, I guess.
Okay, Kayla? If you knew that we were going to swap stories, would you have picked a different plot or conflict for your story?
No, to me, the plot I had was actually pretty decent to start with.
Okay, thank you. My last two questions, what did you like about this activity and what didn't you like? So if we could just go around and you could tell me one thing you liked and one thing that you didn't, that would be great. Michaela, what did you and did you not like about this?
I liked how we kind of edit each other's and find different synonyms and everything to make it sound a little bit better. I did wish that it would have been nice to know that we were switching, but I do think that it did turn out pretty good. So.
Okay, thank you. Aaron, what did you and did you not like about this activity?
Kind of like the impromptu creative writing. What I didn't like is I can't really think of anything. It was pretty fun all around.
Okay, thank you. Kayla?
I had fun with the switching, but definitely would have been nice to know if we were switching beforehand.
Okay. With that, our activity is concluded, but for Monday, I would like you to visit the school library during a free period or a study hall, and I want you to find a book and bring it to class. Your book should be a short story, and I will be bringing my own collection of short stories, and we will discuss these stories together.